to the rental renovation webisodes, and welcome back to part 3 of the primary bedroom makeover and part 1 of the wardrobe makeover. This is definitely going to be a two-parter, guys. It's going to be action-packed, and much like the b-ball walls, I just want to split it so it's digestible and we can, you know, we can all look at it together. There is a dog down here, desperate for cuddles, because God forbid I have the fame and spotlight all to myself, he must share in it. If you're new here, my name is Elle. I'm an interiors and DIY blogger and YouTuber, and slowly making over my little rental home with some rental friendly and not so rental friendly hacks while I just make this home livable until I can afford to buy my own space. Today is a very exciting one. I am currently on annual leave. I've got like a 4-day weekend. I had some holiday to use up and it just so happened to time perfectly when we're doing this primary bedroom makeover. But I have 4 days to build, complete, organise some Pax wardrobes, put our wardrobes back together, create my dream space and get the bedroom back into a not livable condition, because it's livable right now, but just movable, less chaotic, and then we can move into those kind of final little DIY projects that are really gonna take this room to the next level. So as I've said, it's gonna be a Pax wardrobe hack as such. It's not going to be a full-on Pax hack like you see people do, like Emma Courtney has done a few where it's like incredible. I've seen other creators do ones where they're really amazing at like kind of adding trimming and stuff like that. I'm going to do something similar, but I don't really have a plan at the moment. I'm not doing anything too permanent that will damage the actual pieces, because I hope to actually take these pieces with us to like a forever home and reuse them, and then I'll go into like full-on creative mode of like making them look like built-ins. But as much as possible now, I really want to make them look like they are built in and they are like kind of set into the wall as much as possible without ruining the walls or ruining the actual pieces. So we already have one piece which you would have seen up there, and I'll go and show you kind of the tour of the room now as it looks. But my husband and I have been sharing this wardrobe for the better part of, I was trying to work out, I think it's 6 years we've been living in this home, but pretty much from the beginning of our relationship, so about 11 years, we have shared a wardrobe, and let's just say it is time. Like, the secret to a good marriage are separate bathrooms if you can, and separate wardrobes, because I am just ready to have my own little space, my own little curated space where like it's mine, it's organized to perfection. I don't have to get annoyed with him because he's not doing his wardrobe as perfectly as I would. And yeah, at the moment I've been choosing to pick my battles and not get angry when he doesn't put shirts back on correctly. Sometimes you just have to pick the battles, and that's not one that I'm gonna die on the hill for. But now I can just shut it away. I don't even have to look at it. I just look at my beautiful curated section and I'll be very, very happy. So I'm very excited, if you can't tell, for this particular makeover. It's currently quite early in the morning. I obviously want to do a few befores and afters for, you know, content creation, so I'm just waiting until it's a bit lighter, and also an appropriate time to start drilling and screwing and hammering and stuff and putting them together. I'm thinking at the moment, I'll show you what I've got so far, but I'm kind of struggling to visualize how these are going to look. I've built it out on the wardrobe planner and everything, kind of floor planned out upstairs. You're going to be very impressed when I take you up there. But it's really hard to see them physically, which is unusual because dyslexic thinking, I can see things in 3D. So usually I am able to visualize it. I'm just not able to visualize it today. So my thinking is that I'm going to build them today, place them as they are, see if I actually need to build a platform for them all to sit on, or will they all be all right kind of just where they are. And then that will kind of lead into what we do tomorrow and the day after and stuff like that. So it is really kind of, I've got an end vision, but really the process getting there, no clue other than building them and maybe having a platform. But let me take you upstairs and show you kind of the room so far, the floor plan, space plan that I've done for where they're going to go, kind of the idea, and yeah, we can kind of get started on this stuff. So let me take you upstairs. Also, just as a kind of side note, is this like renovation sponsored by the ponytail? Because I feel like every time I've actually spoken to you, the hair has been swished up into a ponytail. On a side note on hair as well, I'm getting a haircut tomorrow as I'm filming this, so definitely in this part the hair is going to change lengths. I'm just going to warn you now. I'm just warning you, because you know there's another video that I've pre-filmed that my hair is going to be long for. And I know that you guys appreciate that I just film things like in advance because I work full time. So I'm just going to say the continuity is going to be broken slightly, but you guys get it. All right, let's take you upstairs now. Okay, taking you into the room of chaos. Behind me is everything that was in our chest of drawers because Kelsey I have sold the chest of drawers. We now have an empty space. The wardrobe has been moved from that corner. I did that all by myself. Call it short girl and firstborn daughter strength. But I've moved it out ready to sort of do as you can see here. Walls look great. Sneak peek of another video coming up there in the corner. Mirrors on the wall. And there is also a fireplace down that will go on that chimney breast there once this is moved out the way. So let's talk about this space. I actually need to move that laundry basket in those drawers so I can talk about it. One second, guys. Okay, I was going to try to actually talk to you guys, but couldn't quite fit me and the floor plan into the picture. So I'm just going to hold you and take you on the tour. So this is the space plan of what I'm hoping the wardrobe situation will look like. I will set on screen here the Pax plan that I did myself a couple, well, many nights ago. So the idea is we're incorporating this one, which is the not 200, yeah, it's the 236 height. It's the tallest Pax you can get because we are incredibly lucky that we have 2.5 meters worth of ceiling height, very high in a Victorian home. But this is the 100 centimeter wide one. So this idea is going to be here. Downstairs is 3 of the 50 centimeter ones, which are indicated by these boxes here. So the idea is this is going to be my section. So I'm going to get the double and a single to hang up all my tall dresses, tall stuff. And then Lee is going to get this little corner bit here. Now originally I thought about maybe getting another 100 one and it going into the corner like that, but it was realistically too much space and in my opinion a waste of money for what I know space wise Makeover half needs, because if you look at his clothes up there, I mean I know some of them are in the wash but it looks like he hasn't got a wardrobe, so he really didn't need like another, you know, the same amount of space that I needed. I know some of you are going to tell me I've cheated him out of wardrobe space, but he doesn't need it. So it is like there's a big gap there missing that maybe we could have used for something else, but personally it doesn't bother me. Now I have over guesstimated on these sides, so I don't think this is where it's going to sit visually like as long as this. The main thing I'm struggling with, which is why I want to build them, is how they're going to sit like this together, because this is pretty much corner touching. And my concern is that you're not going to be able to open the door. We figured that we're going to open the doors like double like this, and then one like this and one like this, and then that one's going to open out that way. But obviously I'm concerned that I need to leave enough of a gap for them to open properly. So that's why I'm thinking I'm going to build them and settle them into place, see how they look in here. And then that will determine actually, do they need a platform to be level on? My prediction is possibly, because we had to put a little bit of this piece of wood here when that 100 sat there, because there's something about the floor there that makes it wobble. So maybe, but this section might be all right, who knows with old floorboards. But then once I've got them up and together, I'll be able to see visually how they all sit, how the door opens, all that kind of jazz. So that is the plan today. Okay, back down here to talk to you guys. So that is the plan for today. I may do an Ikea trip tonight, possibly tomorrow night, because I still have to get all the interior stuff. I have a plan, as I've shown you, as to what it will look like, but I didn't want to order it with ordering the frames of stuff. So I had the frames delivered by Ikea, partly because they would not have fitted in Margot whatsoever, but I didn't want to order the interiors, A, because I didn't want too many boxes like piled up in our living space, and it's already kind of like chaotic as it is down here, but also although the plan is kind of semi-finalized, it's not 100%. You know, I may change my mind once I kind of get up there and see how things are looking, things are kind of fitting together as such. So yeah, I just thought, you know, I deserve a little Ikea trip. I also now need to pick up frames, because the frames that I originally have for the artwork up there they're a bit broken, so I'm getting new frames there, and there's probably other stuff that we need to get. So it was definitely one of those where it was like, you know, any excuse for a little Ikea trip. Plus also it's near Tim Hortons, and we all know that when I go up there I have to get Timmy Hortons, so that's my treat. So yeah, it is still somewhat fairly early. I think it's about 9 o'clock now. And I also need to take the little one to the vets for injections, bless him. So I will probably pick you up later on today, but the plan is to take everything upstairs other than the doors. Now the boxes are extremely heavy for the frame, so I'm probably going to spend the next hour just breaking open the boxes and taking up each piece one by one. So hopefully I'll get at least one of them up there, so that when we get back I can kind of plow straight into building this and crack on with everything. So I will pick you up in a bit when I start building these things. Wardrobe build. To be honest, didn't take that long at all. Took me probably about half an hour, 40 minutes, if that. So that is a major win. I've now lost one of these. Where did that go? Oh no. Okay, I have lost what I was going to show you, but interestingly enough, I got a set of these. Ah, here it is. So I've got two sets of these, which are cabinet screws. So the idea being, if you want to join the wardrobes together as such, you would put them in end to end like that and screw them into place. Now I was going to purchase these from B&Q in order to fix this big one with the two smaller ones, but turns out I probably am going to get a free little supply of them. So very happy about that. But fairly easy to put up. The only thing is that I've leveled this out, and now there is quite a big gap at the front of the wardrobe where the floor is, that is making it, just to get it level basically. So something about this bit of the floor is leaning this way, so definitely need something on this one to push it kind of backwards a little bit. So I do think the platform will probably come into play. I'd like to see how the other two look sat next to here, but it's coming out quite lovely, quite nicely. Now measuring things out, I definitely have a 50 gap here that literally is like 50 gap, looking very pretty here. But there is a small little gap here, which I think will help coming this way, that will help with the doors not banging into each other as such. Again, I think I just need to see it all into play and see how it all fits together in order to kind of determine, you know, how I'm going to do this. Does it just need moving that way a little bit? The problem is like, I think the door actually can move that way. I've got it quite wide open at the moment, and I think everything could just shimmy that way a little bit in order to just have a bit more of a get this side. But it's kind of hard at the moment because of the fact that like everything's all over the place and whatnot. So I'm going to spend the rest of the day building the other two and get those up, and then we will kind of just see the finished kind of production and kind of go from there. build the second one. I've got one more to go, and already I know that I'm gonna have to build the platform, so you can kind of see the gap there, but I cannot get it level at the bottom whatsoever. So I think it's gonna be a case of leveling out the platform to then put these on top, which will be fine. So I'm actually gonna not build the next one because I'm already seeing this corner as it is. So I know what I've got to play with. So very much going to just kind of build the platform, get these on top of it, and then put in that final one there. Already though, I'm already liking what I'm seeing. There's enough of a gap here that I can get a tall piece of wood that will just kind of blend that into place. So it'll probably go to about here as such, and it'll just be a little bit of an extension, but it gives plenty of room for both of the doors to swing and whatnot. I can show you downstairs the drawing I did last night of it, but I'm really, really excited because this whole bit is just going to look stunning when it's all done. So let me take you downstairs, show you my drawing, and then yeah, we'll probably head to the DIY store and get some bits and bobs. Okay, back on the sofa. So this is when I suspected I might have to build a frame. This is what I imagined. So the main points is whatever has contact with the floor needs to have a support when you're building sort of a base. So to make sure everything doesn't gloop in the middle, I've done some plinths just to help support the middle bits. So my idea with this is that we've got this 200 piece because we know that the other pieces add up to 200. So that's the double 50-50 each side. They're all supported there. Then we have this pole here, which might have to move to more here, but essentially it will be one piece of 5 centimeters by 4.7 centimeters and then 2.4 tall, and that will basically add as like a big seam cover for this. And then we'll have another one that is 50 by 58, which will hold the single wardrobe in place. I have done precise calculations to the point where I drew out exactly what was being cut where to make sure I got the maximum out of the wood I was buying. So hopefully my DIY store has them in stock, and I'm probably going to get them to do the cuts because I can't be asked to cut them, which you get 4 cuts for free and then the next are 50p. I'm not gonna lie though, usually they don't charge me, but you know, if they charge me, it's 50p a cut, that's nothing. I just can't be asked to cut when it's like this outside. At the moment it's absolutely miserable and I don't want to do it indoors. Now it does mean I'm going to have to look on how I cover these bits, and also what am I going to do about this middle kind of block as such. I'm hoping just a bit of paint might make it all blend in as such, but it also allows me to keep a kind of like a secure point between the two wardrobes as such. So we're going to see how this looks and stuff, but I think this will work. I think this will help just even everything out, and then once that's level, we'll know that when they go on they'll all be level, and then I can start kind of attaching things as and where. So I'm going to put my shoes on, my bag's there in the background. I need to grab some lunch and I need to get petrol in the car, so we'll go get lunch, petrol, and then we'll go to the DIY store and do this bit. But I feel like we're moving along very nicely, and we could probably get this first part of the wardrobe situation done today, I think, she says, excitingly. We shall see, guys, we shall see. So let me take you along to the DIY store. literally just finished editing this video, but mark your calendars because this is the first time this has happened in my YouTube career. I have lost an entire day's worth of footage, so some things are not going to make sense in this next bit of this video, but unfortunately I have lost an entire day. So I'm going to quickly explain to it as much as I can, and I apologise if this doesn't make any sense or anything like that, but essentially what happened after the initial building of the Pax wardrobe was I was looking at it a lot that evening and realised I didn't like the layout of the wardrobe. I liked it to kind of the overall thing, but I didn't like the functionality of it. Essentially, it was really going to block the door, and I thought it was one of those that I was like, yeah, I can live with that. It definitely wasn't one of those things that I could live with. So I ended up changing it around the next day. I basically moved the double into the alcove again, and then had the three of them butt up together. I do explain more of this in part 2 just as a recap thing, but obviously the recap will make no sense without this bit in it. So I initially had a look, saw what it looked like if I did it that way. It works so much better, we have so much more room, and yeah, it's really, really nice. So essentially what you missed out on was a beautiful montage of me picking out more wood and the trim to cover the wood, and me essentially saying that I was going to look at getting trim to cover the raw piece of wood so that we could paint it and all matching together and whatnot. And that is it. I apologise that you guys are missing that. I might not have had to put this little bit in, but I really didn't want to like miss out on, you know, explaining what was going on. People be like, what's happening here? Like, the wardrobes are drastically moved. I'm also really gutted because I had pictures of like midway through the project of building the Pax wardrobe for a blog post, but also for an Instagram to kind of see the movement of it, and I've lost them as well. First time it's ever happened, guys. Hopefully the last time, but you know, we are all human, so I just want to put it in that there. So you are next going to see me, you know, a day later, basically very happy about the move and signing off the video. But yeah, just want to explain things that happen, and we will look after our files properly. Anywho, I'll see you in a bit, guys. Good morning, everyone. It is the next day, and not much has happened, but today is building day. I've done a little bit of DIY this morning, just literally getting that beam to be level. I didn't actually measure like properly with like a tape measure. In those situations, I think it's best just to get up there with a pencil, mark off the line, you know, 90 degrees it off, and then cut it that way rather than measuring the exact, you know, specific thing on the tape measurer. But yes, now we are ready to put everything interior wise into the carcasses. I am actually going to stop the video here. What I'm going to do is just quickly show you the trim bits I've got, thought processes there, but I think then we can stop here as like a part 1. So this has very much been about getting the carcass ready, getting that sorted, and then the next episode, I won't reveal too much, I'll reveal at the end, so you have to keep watching to the end. But let me show you what we've got so far. So we have a handsome puppy modelling everything, but as I just mentioned, we have the beam levelled off there. I did put Lee's clothes in the wardrobe just to kind of highlight to him what it will look like. He's very, very happy. And I did put one rail up because I had so many clothes that I didn't want them all like just dumped in there. So I thought I'll just hang some of the, you know, creasable stuff up there while we sleep. And then once again, they've gone all the way back onto the bed. Behind the door here is some trim ideas. So the ones that we're definitely keeping are this one. So just getting in a light, can you see how there's a nice little curved edge to it? This is 48 mil, I believe it is. Excuse me, puppy. Good boy. But it fits perfectly on this bit here. So my hope is that when we put the doors on, this will cover up the raw edge of the wood and we can paint it. And then it will be just enough mils to cover that gap that there was, the tiny gap there. But I won't know until I actually put the doors on if it will fully cover it or not. So that's that there. I also picked up these pieces of wood. So I had these two trim, which I thought would be thin enough just to cover the bottom. But this is the widest that was available at the DIY store, and it's not going to be good enough. I picked up this, which I believe is a bit of skirting board. I'm not sure exactly what it was called, but oh, there you go. There's the label if anyone's interested. But it's got like a chunky end there, and then it kind of goes off into a thin bit. And I thought, actually, Let me put you down, guys, and I'll show you. So showing you in situ, hopefully I have enough room to do this. But my thinking was this could sit quite nicely here. So yeah, that would cover up that raw edge. And then hopefully the doors would just meet there slightly so it would all cover it up. And what I would do is just glue this to the framework of the Pax wardrobe so that it actually keeps this bit integral. So that's an idea there. If it works, it will be perfect. Oh, Deshi, move out of the way, let the people see. There's obviously a bit of a gap here because of this is where the uneven floor is, but it's not going to bother me too much it being completely, oh, the dog's just inspecting the work there, but yeah, it's not going to like completely bother me. It's also paintable, which is easy enough. I've got loads of light plain white paint that I think will be perfect for here. And I think I could get away with doing pretty much most of the work with one of these. Maybe I'll need two just to kind of finish it off, but it wasn't that bad. I think it was about £11. Excuse me, I think the people want to see. There we go. But yeah, I don't think it was that much at all. It does mean I have to do miter corners, which I told myself when I was doing the trim on the beadboard I'd never do again, but sadly the reality is here. But that's the idea. A lot of this I'm going to do once everything's fitted in and the doors are on, which I cannot do on my own. I have tried, I cannot, so they're very much going to be done when other half's here. So this is probably going to be a next weekend job. Probably could bosh it out tomorrow, but quite frankly it's Sunday and I need a day of rest. So that leads me very much into a nice little sign off of this video. I do hope you have enjoyed this. I have had so much fun doing this little mini, oh, is there something in my hair? There we go. Sorry about that, guys. But I have had so much fun doing this Pax wardrobe. It has been surprisingly easy. Like, building the Pax wardrobes, building the frame. I don't know if it's just because my skills have got better or this is actually just a genuinely easy DIY. But this has gone so smoothly and I'm really, really happy. Also forgot to mention, guys, this will be in the title, but I've literally never mentioned this throughout the video until now. This is incredibly renter friendly, like DIY process. It's not gonna look 100% fitted wardrobes as if they've been custom built to your home because we've not buffed them up to the walls or anything like that, but I think the illusion is there and nothing's attached to the walls. So this is very much 100% renter friendly, guys. So that is something for my fellow renters to think about. So yeah, this is where I'm leaving you here. I do hope you enjoyed this part of the video. Part 2 will be probably the fun parts. A lot of montage, like, you know, time lapses of me building the furniture. I'm literally about to do it now. You're going to see this outfit again in a couple of days when part 2 comes out. But yeah, putting the interiors in. Organisation, which if you're an organised freak like me, you're going to love that part of the video, and then pretty much just finishing off the trim, finding knobs for the handles and just little bits of finishing off work. It's going to be very, very exciting. I won't reveal too much because I'm about to talk about what we're about to do in the next literally in 5 seconds, but this will be the next video for you guys. So I really do hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment below how you think it's going. Are you excited to see part 2? And subscribe if you're not already subscribed. We're very close to hitting 2,000, I think. I mean, we're a couple hundred off, but still, girl can dream. So anywho, guys, have a lovely rest of your day. I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye.